This evening, as a result of a nomination process and selection by the North Reading Police Department's Recognition Committee, Sergeant Michael Murphy and Patrol Officer James Karsha were selected to receive the Police Officer of the Year Award. But before I move on, I'd like to recognize their family members. Mike's wife Ann is here, and Jim's wife Erin is here, along with his mom and dad and his sister. Congratulations to you folks for raising and marrying fine police officers.
I get to wear two hats this trip up. Senator Bruce Tarr can be here tonight, so you'll get the brief version, which for those of you who know him will be very much appreciated. As a North Reading resident, I can personally attest to the terrific job that the NRPD does. I know a lot of the guys in the force, I've known them for many, many years. They're always ready to pitch in and help out, either in their official capacity or in any number of other events in the community. I appreciate that, the family appreciates that, and more importantly, the entire community appreciates that. So on behalf of the State Senate, on behalf of Bruce Tarr, be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to both officers in recognition of being named Policeman of the Year in your exceptional service and dedication to the residents of the community. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its very best wishes for continued success, that this citation be truly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to in a copy transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate, signed by the Senate President, as well as your State Senator Bruce Tarr. And I have one for each of the officers, as well as a citation from the House that I won't read again. But I really want to thank the officers for their service, their sacrifice, and their dedication to the community. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite North Reading Town Administrator Greg Balbaconis and Captain Joe Murata, who will present to the North Reading Firefighter of the Year, Captain Don Cook.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Special greetings to retired Fire Captain Don Cook and his family for being here this evening. I want to also thank members of the North Reading Fire Department and Fire Asset Department. This is a little bit of a different presentation because what we're doing is we're recognizing Captain Cook for a long and distinguished career with the North Reading Fire Department. Indeed, it is a rarity nowadays, positions being such short duration, to have an employee who worked in the same department for 33 years. It's an honor when you consider Captain Cook began his career in the era of $1 gas prices, portable leisure suits. For those who don't remember, that was 1978. And I distinctly remember being in college, driving around, refusing to pay $1 a gallon for gas, and running out on the side of the road. Captain Cook has all the personal leadership qualities that you want as a member of a public safety department. He's a leader. He's confident. He exhibits calmness and stability in stressful situations. He's the consummate professional. He shows the ability to take a risk and take a chance and think outside of the box. Most importantly, he's been a mentor to members of the department. And that mentoring has been invaluable in grooming talented individuals within the department throughout his career. I had the pleasure of promoting Don to the position of captain back in 2008. And it was a very easy and simple decision. He was clearly the best candidate. And it was an honor for me to promote him to that position for someone who had worked for so many years and had exhibited so many leadership qualities throughout his tenure.
So this, Irene, the drum roll, is the part of the program that we've all been waiting for, and I'd like to introduce to you our current Chamber President, John Murphy, who will make the presentations to our Outstanding Citizens of the Year.
It's my honor and privilege to present this first Outstanding Citizen Award to Bob Messeri. Of course, Bob should know that I did get some stories from his wife, Angela. I'll skip the one about the cat and what he did in the shower. But there is one story, because when I go through everything that you've accomplished, over 40 years of public service in North Reading, in multiple capacities, you must be crazy. So I have to wonder, because you have your 12-year-old granddaughter is with you, and when she was about 3, I hear she could get you to do anything by saying, "It'll be fun." So you've been doing it about 44 years. So who's been whispering in your ear all those other times? Is it Angela? But Bob, it's just an incredible story, the commitment you've given to North Reading. You and Angela moved here in 1966. You immediately got involved in town meeting, became an active participant. You then joined the Finance Committee, the best way to learn how a community operates. And then, I think that was in 1970. In 1973, you decided to run for the school committee, to take that Finance Committee experience and your business experience onto the school committee. You spent 13 years on the North Reading School Committee. You helped introduce computers into the curriculum. You got involved in the budget process and streamlining that. You also served as chairman of the school committee. There's a trend here, chairman of. You served as chairman of the school committee several times during your tenure on that board. And then you left the school committee, and instead of taking a break, you went right back on the Finance Committee and got involved in budget issues. And that was all happening around the time that the town of North Reading changed to the town administrator form of government. So you became an active participant in that process. You helped to automate the town budget process, which is how we get that omnibus budget article on town meeting floor. As moderator, thank you very much, instead of line by line by line. You also served as chairman of the Finance Committee as well. And then after a while, there were some, the Hillview was kicking into gear, and there were maybe some issues you wanted to address, so you were appointed to the Hillview Commission in 1992. And you proved once again your ability to work with a diverse group of individuals. You improved the communication between the Hillview Commission and the Board of Selectmen. And, oh, I'm shocked, served as chairman. And the Hillview, for those who don't know, this facility is owned by the town of North Reading. It's an enterprise fund, and all the proceeds from the Hillview enterprise go towards recreation. So some of the jewels that we have in this community, which some of those were developed from one of our other outstanding citizens, Rita Mullen, who's here tonight, things like the turf field, Ipswich River Park, etc. Bob was a big part of making sure Hillview ran the right way, along with many, many others. And then you went on a new committee that was formed. It was the Information Technology Advisory Committee. When I get to your professional experience, that might make some sense to some folks. And so you got involved in the town's infrastructure as it related to technology and what technology could do for the town of North Reading. In 2002, you ran, for the first time, you ran for the Board of Selectmen. You were a strong supporter of the elementary school at Swan Pond, and you lost the election by 4 votes. Having run for the Board of Selectmen as a strong supporter of Swan Pond, and having lost, I understand that. They never did build that school. But then in May of 2004, Bob joined the Board of Selectmen. He continues to serve on the Board of Selectmen and in fact has served as the chairman of the Board of Selectmen for the town of North Reading for the past 6 years. His accomplishments include the website, the funding and completion of the police station. He's got a financial planning team that meets on a regular basis. He was involved in the hiring of Greg Balyakonis as the new town administrator. He created a financial advisory committee which has looked at ways to improve the town's operations and improve the revenue and expense for the community of North Reading. And one of the key things that Bob does is Bob is a true consensus builder. Bob is that, and I'll jump a little bit to your education, you're an engineer. So Bob is that calming influence, analytical mind, and Bob is a true, and I think it's, you can see it because he served as chairman on so many different boards and committees. He's a consensus builder, and he gets everyone to focus on the real issue at hand and focus on solving the problem, not putting it off, not being indecisive. And Bob has done that throughout his tenure on the Board of Selectmen, and he's done that in particular over these last several years with the budget. He was also involved in the town's 40R and the development of the apartments at Edgewood Estates. Bob holds a master's degree in electrical engineering from Northeastern University, and he's held senior management positions as vice president of engineering, vice president of operations, etc., at several high-tech companies. He's currently a partner in Ekaru, an information technology and consulting company, and he drives around in a little Honda Element, which actually is more fitting for you, as Steve O'Leary told me, more fitting for you than the Audi TT or some of those Porsches you used to drive. The other thing Steve mentioned was you're maybe one of the few people that remembers when Steve had no gray hair. When Bob isn't doing all of that, Bob also serves on a nonprofit board. He serves for the Burbank YMCA in Reading on their board of directors. Bob, if you could come up, please. And this term is used a lot. I've heard a lot with police departments, but to me, here is one of North Reading's finest. At this time, if I could have Representative Jones come up, and he will present some state citations for both on behalf of himself and Senator Bruce Tarr, who couldn't be with us tonight.
To say he's been a fixture in the North Reading community for a long time, and a welcome fixture, is really an understatement. He has been a calming influence, a consensus builder, just a terrific asset to the North Reading community, and I think someone that can serve as a role model for leaders in other communities. And I want to thank him personally for his service. He's never been shy about calling or texting or emailing me if I can be of help through my office. Hopefully we've been able to be of some small help along the way, nowhere near in comparison to the service that you've given to the town. We want to thank you, and we want to thank your family for sharing him with us. We were a better community for him and for you sharing him. So on behalf of the State Senate, again, Bruce couldn't be here tonight. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Bob Messeri in recognition of being named Outstanding Citizen of the Year by the Reading North Reading Chamber of Commerce. You are honored for your exceptional service and dedication to the residents of the community. Be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that the citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate, offered by Senator Bruce Tarr and signed by the Senate President. And on behalf of the House, we did a House resolution, and it's fairly lengthy, so I won't read it because it reiterates a lot what John says. It's one of those ones that says, whereas, resolved, therefore. But in short, it says, whereas you are a terrific person that's done terrific things for a terrific community, be it resolved that we are all very grateful, and therefore, please keep it up for the next 40 years. Thank you.